Good morning and happy early Halloween, Cedar Park. First this morning, theater brings back their haunted house.
See how our own broadcast program is fundraising by putting on its own kids camp.
Plus, Spook of the Day, Ethan Hexter keeps on giving us scary movie reviews with a final edition of Hexter's Halloween Horror.
And stay tuned for a new pack chat. Let's jump in because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, Cedar Park. I'm Abby Martinez, joined by Jack Polshick and Katie Whitmarsh. Halloween is this weekend.
I'm so excited.
So pumped.
I'm so excited.
It's like one of my favorite holidays.
I can tell.
Are you dressing up?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know in this, I might have to get something else, but.
Okay. I was gonna dress up as Justin Bieber, like old Justin Bieber, like the purple jacket and the white. And then I never went shopping, so.
I mean, maybe a little Pitbull moment. You can.
There you go. I'll wear my Pitbull shirt.
Yeah, I have a dance competition, so Sally can't go on something, but it should be fun still.
I'll be in Among Us costume.
Looking for a scare? Theater's haunted house is back with a brand new theme, fairy tales. Theater has been working tirelessly to develop their special effects and sets for the event. The haunted house will feature scenes from all your favorite Grimm's Brothers fables, including Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Cinderella, and Rumpelstiltskin. Every year, our theater students are ecstatic to put on the haunted house, but senior Lauren Dane describes how, unlike previous years, everyone within the program is working together to put on the haunted house.
It's very collaborative. We've been working with the underclassmen to take their feedback on what kind of characters they want, what kind of fairy tales they want, where they want those fairy tales. So I would say it's very collaborative.
The haunted house will be in the CPHS cafeteria on Friday and Saturday night. Tickets are $15 and are available at the door on both nights. There will be a kiddie run of the haunted house from 6:30 to 7, which will be fully lit.
A miniature Wolfcast, our very own broadcasting staff, is hosting a broadcast kids camp for kids to learn the ins and outs of what goes into the broadcast program. Each of our broadcast staff members will be paired up with a little elementary kid and work with them to help them prepare for their own version of a mini Wolfcast at the end of the day. The camp hopes to foster interest in the kids for the program and for years to come. Kids will learn how to work cameras, how to be on air, and what it's like to work as a reporter.
My favorite part about broadcast is definitely the people and the process of making a show, making an episode of the Wolfcast. I'm executive producer this year, and I just love getting to come in every morning and work with this amazing team to put together a great program.
The Broadcast Kids Camp is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Election Day, November 2nd. Children must be in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade to sign up. The cost for one kid is $60, which includes snacks and a lunch as well. Email anthony.garcia@leanderisd.org for more details.
Up next, Reagan Hill is the top 3 things you need to know for today.
Happy Thursday, Cedar Park High School. I'm Reagan Hill, and here are your top 3 things you need to know for today. First, China recently conducted a very concerning test of a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile designed to evade American nuclear defenses. Top United States General Mark Milley said China's testing of the missile has all of our attention. It is a very significant technological event that is just one element of China's military capabilities. Milley also stated that China's hypersonic missile test is close to a Sputnik moment, referring to the Soviet satellite launch that sparked the Cold War arms race. Many wonder if this could spark a new arms race between the two countries. Next, a Republican state lawmaker has launched an investigation into Texas schools districts over the type of books they have, particularly if they pertain to race, sexuality, or make students feel discomfort. State Representative Matt Krause notified the Texas Education Agency with a 16-page letter that provided 850 book titles to look into. Race is not the only thing on the committee's chair's list. Other listed books Krause wants school districts to account for are about teen pregnancy, abortion, and homosexuality. Krause declined to comment, and no explanation was given as to how these books were chosen. Lastly, 19-year-old best friends win $3 million from a scratch-off lottery ticket. The pair of best friends turned their quick trip to a Tennessee convenience store into the payday of a lifetime. The two teens split a $30 lottery ticket after shopping for gas on their ride to work, and it hit for $3 million. Brandon Thompson, one of the teens, said, "I saw those black bold letters and just started jumping." And that is all I have for you today, Cedar Park. With CPHS News, I'm Reagan Hill. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Reagan.
Up ahead, we throw it over to Ethan Hexter for a new edition of Hexter's Halloween Horrors. But first, these announcements and the last edition of Spook of the Day.
Welcome to my haunted house.
We're scaring people.
I'm Coach McCarthy, and you're watching the Wolfcast.
Good morning, Cedar Park. There are 3 days until Halloween, and to celebrate, I, Ethan, watched and ranked 50 horror movies through the month of October here on the Wolfcast. For the last week of October, we will be looking at more recent movies. These are movies released from 2016 and on, so I'm sure you recognize these. First off, we have The Boy. It's not good, but I like it. B tier. Next, we have Baskin. I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes critic reviews for this movie, and I agree with almost all of them, the good ones and the bad ones. A tier. It Comes at Night. It was disappointing. B tier. Get Out.
The chores have become my sanctuary.
I love anything with Lakeith Stanfield. S tier. The Ritual. It was okay. B tier. In the Tall Grass. It's like Children of the Corn, but worse. D tier. It and It Too.
Hiya, Georgie.
Since I judged both segments of the original It, I'm judging both segments of the new It together. B tier. Slenderman. This movie is so bad that I had to add an extra tier. F tier. Hereditary. I had trouble sleeping after watching this one, which makes it the only movie. A tier. Possum. Unnerving as the devil and absolutely terrifying. For over a month, I was excited to watch this movie, and it did not disappoint. It met all of my expectations. S tier. A Quiet Place. Frankly, A tier. Pet Sematary. The original and the remake are equally not good. C tier. Candyman.
For me, Candyman was a guy named Sherman Fields.
This movie is a great continuation of the original. The 2021 Candyman is going in A tier. And that's it for the final episode of Countdown to Halloween Hexter's Horrors. I just want to end off by saying thank you to the students and teachers of CPHS for your support, and happy Halloween.
Okay, I love how we put A Quiet Place in A tier. That's like one of my favorite movies, mainly because John Krasinski's in it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of horror movies. Like, I don't think I've seen any of the ones he's actually talked about besides A Quiet Place. I saw 1 and 2 on the same day when 2 came out. Brooks made me watch it, but I thought it was pretty good. It was like, not necessarily, like for me it was like a horror movie, but it was still like really good. Like I
think
loved,
it was more like suspense.
Yeah,
like,
that's definitely for sure.
You were shaking your head. Do you not agree?
Yeah, I kind of think A Quiet Place is mid. I'd put it in like C or D tier.
Oh.
Second one is worse. It's like the same movie. I'm sorry.
I like how it goes back to the beginning of
it gives you a whole like explanation.
But it's like the same exact movie.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It's
No,
like
it's
the
not.
same
I can't
exact
say
plot
anything 'cause I
point.
don't wanna
Clearly you didn't
spoil
watch it.
But at the end.
Anyways.
Ugh.
That's all we have for today. Make sure you're keeping up with all of our content, so head over to our YouTube at CPHS News.
You can also follow at CPHS_sports for updates during the games.
We'll see you next Thursday for some insight on the CPHS Health Clinic, a spotlight on the Asian Heritage Club, plus an all-new T-Wolf spotlight.
Remember, the Blacklight Pep Rally will be tomorrow in the Big Gym. There will be 1 pep rally for underclassmen, followed by a second for upperclassmen. Head over to your Class of Google Classroom for the bell schedule.
Thanks for taking time to join us this morning.
With CPHS News, I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Have a fun and safe Halloween, Cedar Park. Stay tuned for a new edition of the Pack Chat.
Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our student voice opinion segment. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Abby Martinez and Madeline Roberts, and guest co-host Katie Smith, as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First, there have been new developments about the tragic events that took place on the set of Alec Baldwin's new movie, Rust. The gun used has been identified as an antique era appropriate gun. The investigation is focusing on what bullets had been loaded into the gun and who was responsible. Candace Owens, a political author and commentator, has come under fire for calling the event poetic justice due to Baldwin's continued role as Donald Trump on SNL. Quote, Alec Baldwin spent 4 years dedicated to painting Donald Trump and his supporters as evil murderers. What has happened to Alec would be an example of poetic justice if it weren't for the actual innocent people that were murdered by him. Pray for their families, so sad. So, do you think that was insensitive, or do you think she was in the right?
I think that was extremely insensitive. I don't think that this is any sort of situation that is any ground to be made political. There's no reason for her to even put her foot in, let alone make a comment that could be seen as hurtful by so many people, especially the victims' families.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just feel like there was no, what need? There was just you're not a lawyer in this, you're not in this investigation at all. Why do you just need to, dip your toes in there? But, yeah.
It's strange.
He's gonna have to live with this accident for the rest of his life, and she's basically calling it poetic justice. That's terrible.
Talk about toying with somebody's mental state, somebody's, the rest of their career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an accident. Everyone's painting he did it on purpose or whatever, these theories. No, crew members took the guns to go shoot bottles. They put ammunition in it, and then they didn't take it out, and so he thought it was a prop gun. They probably tested it before, just not that day, and then it went wrong.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that making fun of Trump on SNL doesn't really deserve you killing somebody. I don't really.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't really understand your logic.
There's a very, very large difference between playing a part that you are not only getting paid for, but is, kind of audience demanded. Everybody, a lot of people loved that, versus actual life and death.
Yeah.
Where's the correlation?
Yeah, for sure.
Next, Kyle Rittenhouse is currently on trial following the Kenosha unrest shooting, in which he killed 2 people and injured another in August 2020 at the height of the Black Lives Matter protests across America. The judge of the trial, Bruce Schroeder, has caught flack for allowing the terms looters and rioters to be used to refer to the men who were shot and killed, instead of victims. If the defense and Kyle's lawyers were able to establish evidence that they were engaged in those activities that night. Do you think this is fair for them to be called that, or do you think, what do you guys think?
I think it's a loaded term. Basically, what they were saying in this article I read from the Chicago Tribune, it was basically you can't call, basically the judge was not allowing the people killed to be called victims. Instead, he was allowing them to be called rioters and looters, saying that victims was too loaded of a statement. But I don't understand how rioters and looters was not.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's I feel both are very, severe loaded, is the term for that. But just it's so, that's, both are very big words, so I'm not sure what other word they could use, but I think there's better options, I guess, is how I would put that.
Definitely.
I mean, we have freedom of speech. You can call anybody whatever you want to call somebody, but I just think it's really unprofessional, especially in a courtroom scenario. You should not be kind of thrown out of there. No matter who, if he killed 2 murderers, they're still victims. It doesn't matter what they did. They're still victims, and they still died by him,
Exactly, and I think that was a really good point that you made, that it is unprofessional, and this should be much different if it was in, I feel any other environment other than literal court.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he thinks that he's in a place where he can, call them anything other than a victim.
Yep. Yeah. Finally, a woman is suing Kellogg's for $5 million following the claim that strawberry Pop-Tarts don't contain enough strawberries in the filling, claiming that strawberries are the product's characterizing ingredient, since their amount has a material bearing on price and consumer acceptance, and consumers expect they are present in an amount greater than other fruits, the suit asserted. The product's common or unusual name of whole grain frosted strawberry toaster pastries is false, deceptive, and misleading because it contains mostly non-strawberry fruit ingredients, namely cheaper pears and apples. The suit said a violation of state and federal consumer protection statutes.
I'm sorry. This just makes me laugh. This is like I think one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. You don't go into the store thinking, you know what? A healthy option, I'm gonna choose some Pop-Tarts.
Exactly.
Like, why is she trying to make them something that they're not? And just, I was reading an article about this, and I saw this quote from a literal lawyer that said, the claims asserted in these cases strike me as so weak that the courts confronting them may dismiss them as implausible. Because I just don't understand how you can have a $5 million suit against, I'm just sorry, it does not make any sense to me.
The fact that Pop-Tarts have been around for forever and no one's ever been like, yes, this needs to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we actually have some Pop-Tarts
Yeah.
right here.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and give them a...
Let's try it.
Should we try them?
I think it's genius.
Do you think it's genius?
You think she's trying to make some money?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
I mean, you can read the ingredient list, and fruit isn't even in the top 98% of the ingredients. So I just don't understand why you can get so mad that. Yeah. So I do have a real strawberry flavored Pop-Tart here, and looks pretty strawberry to me. No complaints. So I feel like if you're eating Pop-Tarts as a daily snack, you shouldn't.
No one's thinking they're healthy when they're eating them. They're like, yes.
And it's not like they're out. This is not called a health food on the package. There's nothing saying that this is the healthy alternative to real strawberries. It's kind of, I can't help but laugh.
I think she should just do it. I think she should just do it and roll with it and see how far she gets.
More power to her.
Yeah.
That's all we have for today. Remember, T-Wolf Pack, there's always time to chat.